That's right. Here at Mowers and Blowers, we push them into the garage and they come out driving.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's getting real cold here in the east coast of Long Island, and I'm working today, at least starting to, on my second leaf wood chipper shredder that I found off the street. This is the second one in the past month or so that I've gotten a hold of, and as you guys know from a previous episode, we fixed the first chipper shredder, and we just got a new carburetor from HIPA and we put it in there and runs great. Listed it for like $275 locally. You figure it's fall, branches, leaves all over the place, not one bite. I know it probably is a pretty popular piece of equipment in your neck of the woods, but here in Long Island, it used to be, but not so much now, obviously. Either way, I want to try to get this going. When we first took this out of the van after we picked it up, we triaged it real quick, and it was locked up. I couldn't move it. So I cleared out everything inside here. There's a lot of water, dried grass, compost, branches, wood chips, all that stuff. We got it out of there. And then it was hydrolocked with oil inside the chamber, a lot of it. So we took the spark plug out, tried to pull it. It was really hard to pull. Some of the oil came out and stuff. It's still pretty hard to pull, but you can pull it. I did check for spark. There is spark. And I just checked the oil. There's no oil in it. So maybe that might be the reason why it's hard to pull. So right now it pulls like this. Really hard to pull. If you can't really pull it very well, it's hard to get good spark out of it too. So I guess I'm gonna put some oil in it because it has like no oil in it. That might be the reason why, you know. Also, I want to show you something else about the wood chute there. Okay, you guys see that chute? It's broken. See? It's like a flange. And it's broken right there off of this flange. And over on this side too. So it's gonna need some weldage. Probably the best way to weld it is to remove the plate off and weld it. But I'm not gonna go through all that trouble if it doesn't work, right? So number one, it's hard to pull. There's no oil in it. So we'll put some oil in it. It's 30 weight. It's a summer machine. Half a quart of this SAE 30 Plus from Lucas Oil Products. By the way, just to let you guys know about Lucas Oil, as you guys know, I've been sponsored by Lucas Oil for the past, I want to say 3 or 4 years, something like that. 3.5, I guess. And they just recently changed their ambassador sponsorship level. I guess everybody's cutting back. So instead of people applying to be sponsored by Lucas Oil, they now only offer invitation only. So if they think you're badass enough to be sponsored, they'll contact you. It's kind of like, don't call us, we'll call you. So I think that being that I am just a YouTuber, and you guys know Lucas Oil sponsors all kinds of motocross, race car teams, and they spend a lot of money on that stuff. And, well, personally, I don't think I'm going to get an invitation. I mean, given that they only give me product, it shouldn't be too hard, but I don't know. I think my run is probably going to be over, but it was a really good run, and they still supplied me with a ton of stuff. So I'll just have to be a little bit more conservative with my usage. You know what I mean? Hopefully, my current supply will last me forever. I still have a lot of supply, so hopefully I'll try to make it last. I guess I won't be giving away a lot of stuff anymore. Anyway, just added, I don't know if I put too much in there, but it's only a half a quart. It shouldn't be that much, but better to have some oil in there to lubricate stuff than not, right? Okay, now we have some oil in there. I'm just gonna keep pulling it and just have the oil slosh around a little from the crankshaft and the oil slinger sloshing around to make it easier for me to pull. So I'm just gonna pull it a bunch of times. And hopefully it's a lot easier to pull than it is now, because it's pretty hard to pull. It's still hard to pull, man. I don't know how long I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to take the air cleaner cover off and spray some starting fluid in there. See if it'll try to turn over. I doubt it because I can barely pull it. Okay, we got a nice angle for you guys. I try to get the camera as clear as possible so that you guys can feel like you're doing this with me. This is just the troubleshooting steps to find out exactly what's wrong with it. We know we have spark. It does turn. It's freed up from my efforts. And so all we need to know now is, I mean, there's plenty of compression because I can barely pull it. I don't know whether or not that's actually good compression or... Holy cow. Now you know this is not going to start. There's no air going in there, you know? You have to be careful because the carburetor mouth is pointed upwards. Any debris that gets in there is just going to end up in your carburetor. You're going to be very careful not to get any debris. Look at that. Look at that air cleaner. Air filter. It's trashed. Like it hasn't been used in years. I mean, it's not all that dirty. Look, there's a ton of Earl sitting here. Yeah, that's Earl. I'm gonna soak this baby up. Good oil too. Clean. High viscosity, syrupy. I mean, it's not terribly dirty here. This is definitely a better air cleaner base condition than my last chipper shredder. That one was all rusted up with tons of debris and stuff there. So you clean this up a little bit. Let's see if this choke lever works. And it does. Smooth too. Throttle seems to move too. I don't know what's in here, whether it's water or gas. So let's open up this choke flap. I'm using some Sure Start from my friends at Lucas Oil Products. I still have a case left. I hope it'll last me forever. If not, carb spray, brake cleaner, they all work. So I'm just spraying some in there. I'm letting some, I'm overspraying it to, you know, let it kind of trickle down there and kind of loosen up whatever might be stuck. And at the same time, combustible liquid so that it might start. At least turn over. All right, so I'm just gonna pull it and see what happens. It's not gonna be hard enough to make good spark though. This stand is terrible. The stand is a terrible design. Right in my face. And I'm not able to pull this hard enough to get a good spark, see? I'm gonna take the spark plug out and blow some fluid in the spark plug hole because I think there might be a lot of oil in there. tells a lot. Like I said, I hate the stand. This isn't going to work. Just not pulling it hard enough to get a good spark, you know? This stand sucks. Holy cow. I was just putting it on time lapse because I think I was going to be pulling this like a lot, you know, and then what did you see in time lapse? I slowed the time lapse down. It started on like the third pull. So I'm stoked, man. It didn't stay running because I don't know what's in the gas tank. It just ran on whatever this was. But it turning over like that is a good sign because the chamber's clean enough that it created compression with the valves, dry enough that the spark ignited the fluid going through the valves into the chamber, ignited, continued to run, cleared out the muffler of what it had, you know, and so that's a good sign. Like I said, it didn't stay running, but this is a very good sign. And it looks like it might have been easier to pull now. It is much easier to pull now. Hey, all right. You guys saw it, huh? That's great. Should we just put some gas in here and see what happens? What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try to drain the gas tank, whatever's in it. Maybe find out and see what's in it. Is it water or is it gas? Hello. Or nothing, which is good. There's nothing in here, man. Alright, so if there's nothing in there, I guess we can kind of feel okay about it. I mean, I see there's something in there, though. It's wet. It's a little rusty on the bottom. It's gas. A little bit of gas in there. Okay, so good. I'm just gonna add some gas in there, see if it's enough for it to remain running on its own. All right, we're gonna add a little bit of gas in here, just enough to fill up that first quarter inch of the bottom, because that's how that straw goes down from the carburetor and sucks up the fuel. That's more than enough. That's like an inch deep on the gas tank now. It's kind of dirty. I'm gonna clean this out. Okay, I just cleaned the gas cap, had some spits in it. Got a new can of Sure Start. I know, I should make it last, huh? Well, now I'm gonna need your support more than ever, guys. Keep buying my stickers and donate a couple of bucks if you can. It really helps me out with the channel. Remember, I don't have a job. All right, we got gas. Just added some starter fluid. Hopefully, if it's running a little bit, it'll suck up some fuel in the gas tank and keep it running. Hopefully. You can't have any debris around here without an air cleaner. So how about that? Did you ever think we were going to get this running like this? I didn't have to clean the gas tank or replace the carburetor or anything. The carburetor's clean. Runs on its own. I was really surprised. Did you see how violently shaking this thing was? If you run it longer, the whatever imbalance of rust or debris that's stuck on the carousel flails will eventually move around and fall off on itself and hopefully not shake as much, you know what I mean? But I mean, it moves from like over here pointed that way to over here pointed that way, you know? So it moves a lot. And that freaking stand, that stand is terrible. I got to try to figure out a way to keep the stand from not flopping down like that, you know? And also there's this thing too. We got to remove this thing and try to do some weldage. So, I mean, look, man, it starts and runs now pretty well. I mean, I tried to get it to the lowest idle without it shutting off. And there's that switch where it touches the metal and it kills it. And that's around like the quarter way through the lever. So that's where it shuts off, you know. You could do a lot of adjusting. You have to take the whole damn thing apart just to fix that, you know, just to adjust it, which I'm not going to do. You want this running at full, full speed on this thing's really fast. I mean, it's scary to even be near this thing, you know, because this thing will definitely kill you if you're not doing the right thing, you know. You saw how I took a bunch of leaves and I put it in there. How did that sound go again? Just like that. So I mean, it works good. It works well. I like this, you know, the rubber thing, but I do need to fix this because this flopping around makes me nervous too. So we got oil in it. It runs and starts from the troubleshooting, and ran it for a bit to burn off whatever excess oil might be in there. You saw a little bit of smoke coming out. That's natural because I had it on the vertical position, the horizontal position, the side position, it flopping down because that silly stand. So there's going to be oil movement all around, and you know, you run it to burn it off from the muffler area. And remember, it was hydro locked with oil before, so you're going to expectantly see a lot of smoke anyway. So I'm going to get a new air filter. We know it starts and runs, so next move I'm going to make is removing this chute along with its flange and try to weld it up, you know, and then put it back again. And then try to figure out how to work this silly stand. The stand really sucks.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.